Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Today's video, well, before I even get into what my video is about today, I almost thought about making one of those videos, like my thoughts or not necessarily rants or what I see sometimes when you go to streams or you hear other VC members comments like, well, there's just a lot of channels out there and there's so much to watch, which sometimes maybe that's true, but a lot of times I really don't believe that, but that's just my opinion. So I almost thought about making a video like that of my thoughts, but I thought, nah, I'm not ready to do that yet. I just like to observe a little bit more. Streams, I really don't go to them that much anymore. Um, I I find some of the people and some of the people mainly in the chat that I don't know who they are. And so I really just stay away from those. So I said, well, my other idea is to share out of my personal collection one of my favorite CD box sets because I got quite a few of them. And this one right here, I'm thought about because the other day I participated in the contest for the Spirit of Vinyl, where one of the questions was to show something with the number 6. And I shared Eliminator because it had a song on there called I Got the 6. So I said, you know what? I've always wanted to share and talk about a little bit about this CD box set. It's one of my favorites. It captures my favorite period of ZZ Top. I don't remember when it was released, but I do remember that when it came out, it was pricey. I happened to get mine sealed one day, and it was, what do you call it? I guess a markdown buy because they put a line through the barcode, or it was just marked down. I just put it to you that way. And I'm talking about this box set. ZZ Top is one of my favorite blues rock band, somewhere in my top 20. I'll put it that way. Of course, I've been a fan ever since I heard that song LaGrange, which gets still a lot of radio airplay around here in Texas. I love when it comes on. Of course, I crank it up. This is my favorite period too. Like I mentioned, this is 1970 through 1980, and it's, what is it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 albums that I truly love and don't see myself ever purging this at all. I do have a couple of their albums in my collection. Behind me are a couple of the Rhino High Fidelity series, and I've been enjoying that they've done or that they're reissuing and doing the ZZ Top. My comment about that is I don't mind paying that price for these, but when they start going into like acoustic sounds and they start putting them in these gold, bigger boxes, and they're like, what, under 150, 175, I think this right here makes up for that. For me, I like the way these sound. Like I just barely got the Afterburner, and I really do like the way that record sounds. And I forgot how many good songs are on that album. Probably a period where maybe some folks kind of wandered off and said, this is where the train stops, so I'll get off here, and ventured on to wherever. But I know for sure there are some ZZ Top fans all the way to the end. And what I like about this box set is that they use the original recordings, especially on the first 2 albums. There is another one called Six Pack, which is also their entire discography. But personally, why I didn't like it is what I think what they went in there and try to make, because of its popularity of Eliminator, I think what they try to do there is try to make the rest of these albums sound like Eliminator or polish them that way. And it's okay, but it's not something that I really did enjoy. I like original recordings. And this is what you get with this. This is why I went ahead and went this route. I know you can't see this very well, but this is the back of it. Nothing special comes in it, a poster or booklet, which is fine. But I've even thought about going back and listening to these records and doing a review and sharing a little bit more details about each record, kind of a quick review, a small review, or my thoughts on it, that kind of thing. So please, if you watch this video, let me know if you'd like for me to do that, because I'm going to do it anyway. And most of the people that say, there's just too many channels, there's so much to watch. And I know I'm probably maybe stirring the pot there, but you know, that's just the way it goes, you know. That's how it rides out into the sunset. So let me just show what I like about it is that they do replica these CDs into these nice little mini albums. Starting, let's go ahead and I'll show them individually here. 1971, ZZ Top's first album. I love this record. It's the first two are sometimes my favorite ones to go to a lot. This is just straight up great hard rock blues, one of their best. Every time I look at this photo of them on the back of it, I think there's a restaurant that used to be here, Threadgill's, and then there was the Armadillo World headquarters, and they had a picture at the Threadgill's restaurant of ZZ Top in their early days where it looked like they just got off of work, plugged in, and then an awesome show. Great photo. I wish I would have taken a photo of it, but I didn't think about it at that time. Now, personal favorites here on this album are Brown Sugar, Shaking Your Tree, Neighbor Neighbor, Certified Blues, Backdoor Love Affair, which later on Fandango, excuse me, they do that song, and they do this really, excuse my language here, but kick-ass version of it live. All right, 1972, Real Grand Mud. I've seen it before. The Real Grand Mud. Never saw ZZ Top as a band, but I have seen Billy Gibbons a few years back on my wife's birthday. Great show. She loved it. She really thought that was an awesome birthday gift to see Billy Gibbons. And I don't remember the name of the album he had put out. But this is what I'm talking about, this photo. It's not this photo exactly, but it was a different photo. And I missed that restaurant, Threadgill's. It had some really good food. This album right here has the famous Just Got Paid. Yeah, it's famous around here. It still gets a lot of airplay. Apologies to Pearly, Chevrolet, Francine, and Cocoa Blue. Let me just show you kind of, this is what really basically the CDs look like this. And they're all produced by Bill Ham, who is or was their manager. Alrighty, now this is the one that probably got them to get more attention, more momentum. I mean, they went to the woodshed and put out this album with one of my favorite inside photos. It really, such a really great album. Read some stories about some of the songs and the titles of the songs, or the stories behind some of these songs, especially like Sparks. Is that on here? I believe so. Oh, Master of Sparks, excuse me. 1975, Tres Hombres. This one, they did not do the gatefold, where it is this delicious photo of good old tradition Mexican food, which is one of my favorite foods to eat. Enchiladas, rice, and beans. Waiting for the Bus, Jesus Left Chicago. Beer Drinkers, Hellraisers. Yeah. Masters of Sparks. The slow blues, beautiful guitar playing on Hot Blue and Righteous. And of course you get LaGrange. Sorry about the back that don't show up very well. Okay, next. Now, this album brings back memories to when I was a kid, and my grandmother bought this for me on cassette, and I wore that cassette out. This came out 1975, ZZ Top Fandango, which they have done a Rhino high fidelity job on, and which I do plan to get that. So yes, this is really, really good. I think this is around the time, but I could be mistaken, around this time where they were playing around, touring around Louisiana, and maybe on this big old, what they call this kind of like a barbecue trail tour, where they had like a big vulture and all these kind of neat props on stage. But I don't remember that story very well, so if you want to correct me on that, that's cool. But I love this because I love the live side, and then you get some studio tracks on side B. And just as good, there's Blue Jean Blues, the Mexican Bluebird, Heard It on the X, and Tush. Now, what I remember about Heard It on the X, there was some radio station that was coming out of somewhere in Mexico, or more closer to the Texas border or something, called the X, and they were a radio station that played a lot of rock, blues stuff. So that's what the song is saying. You know, I heard it on the X. It's a great song. Here's the back cover. I've always loved this little cactus and the lone wolf there. Alrighty, after 75, a year later, they came out with another one of these. This one they did the gatefold job on. This is ZZ Top, Tejas. I love this record as well. For a while there, I was learning how to play on the guitar. It's Only Love, love that song. And Arrested for Driving, El Diablo, $10 Man, She's a Heartbreaker. Love the artwork on the back. This is a really good record too. I love this record. But they did replica the inside. Rest in peace, Dusty. Great bass player. All right, around 76, this is how I pronounce it, Delaguo. And this is another one that they did a Rhino High Fidelity series on, and I plan to get that. This is another record where I feel like it kept them getting some radio airplay, probably did very well sales-wise. But this one is, I love their version of I Thank You, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, Fool for Your Stockings, Cheap Sunglasses. Oh, great classic songs. Please don't ever stop playing those songs. They're still classic. Here's the back cover of it. Then there was like a little bit of a break, and in 1979, I used to think this was an earlier album, but I remember the single that got played a lot on the radio. This is ZZ Top, El Loco, which is, man, this is another good record in my opinion. Let's see if I can read this. Two Snake Boogie, 10 feet pole, Party on the Patio. Is this the one? Yes. Layla or something like that. Got a lot of radio play. I love that ballad. You could hear early signs of something that appeared, or the music for the ideas coming for the next album, which is one of their big, phenomenal albums with lots of great videos and girls and cars. Hey, it's you don't get any better than that. And I'm talking about Eliminator. I remember this. Came out around the same time as ZZ Top. I mean, not ZZ Top. Excuse me. Def Leppard's Power Mania. And man, this is still a great record. I'm not tired of hearing these songs. I love this album. This is the one that had Give Me All Your Lovin', Got Me Under Pressure. I love the video for TV Dinners. I never get tired of those. Even though I'm in my late 50s, I still have them. I Need You Tonight. I Got the Six Legs. I mean, this record, that's all we heard around that time was this album and songs. And you still hear them on the radio. But such a really, really good album. Now, the next one, which probably is about around 83. Yeah, 83. And it's behind me here. I love this record. I really do. And that's one of the reasons why I was really surprised that it came out on the Rhino High Fidelity. I love what they do on these. This one sounds really good, in my opinion. I don't go read forums or other, there's always all that naysay. And I'm like, are you hearing the same record I'm hearing? That's just my opinion. But I love that record. And it's Afterburner, 85. Another one with a lot of great videos. I love the slow, bluesy, rough boy. Some great guitar playing by Billy Gibbons. The man is red hot. Every time I've seen him or hear him on a record, he's got those chops down. The whole band is tight. Sleeping Bag, Stages, Woke Up with Wood, Vertical Fly, Delirious. And I was reading in the booklet, and if I can remember, and I'm talking about the one that comes in the Rhino High Fidelity, that at this time there was a lot of these really high-tech, I won't say they were instrumental, but techniques to do into recordings. Maybe they were some high-tech instruments, but used very well on these songs to give these songs a lot of punch. These makes them sound just good rock and roll. You still hear their blues. Sleeping Bag. I love the way that song starts off. But Afterburner, one of my favorites. And then in 85, and I've seen the Rhino High Fidelity series, and I am going to get this one. It's another one. 1985 saw the release of Recycler. Maybe the big push was to encourage people to recycle. I don't know. But I love the artwork. Kind of reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, kind of that look, if that makes any sense. But I love the back cover of this. Like I said, I do plan to get the Rhino High Fidelity series on this. I love this record. Some more great songs recorded at Memphis Sound Productions in Memphis, Tennessee. Concrete and Steel, Penthouse Blues. My Head is in Mississippi. My Head's in Mississippi, excuse me. 2000 Blues and Double Back. Great songs, in my opinion. Love Recycler. All right, folks. That's it for this video. This is one, like I mentioned, one of my favorite CD box sets. Maybe I'll show another one. My favorite period of ZZ Top 1980. Drop me a comment. Let me know your favorite ZZ Top album. Or maybe you just like one song. That's cool. See you on the next video, folks, and take care.